You know what I was like during my glory days, do you?
What's up, y'all? This is Tapped In, the podcast where we get into stuff. We get to the nitty gritty of the things that we all like. We about to be exploring things y'all ain't never even thought about. Like, why?
Why is
What?
Eric so down bad?
Why am I so down bad? Let's get to the bottom of that.
Because he'll cheat if he goes to a different planet.
Jesus. A callback. We all
On the
agreed
last
that.
episode,
If you go
Eric.
back to
No,
the
we
last
did not.
episode, You hear all
On
of
the
us
last
agree
episode,
that
Eric
it's
said
off
that
planet, it don't
it's not
count.
cheating if it's off planet. You
But
know
it's
what,
not
Eric?
agree.
In outer space.
Eric, I'm a futurist, man, and I think for you it's a joke. I think the
What?
idea of going to a different planet is a joke, and so I think you can say shit like that. But when I say it's cheating everywhere in the universe, you're like, oh, hoo, Omega Marcus's at Instagram. You'll never leave the planet.
Instagram.com. Hey,
At Instagram.com //
Any complaints y'all have to this podcast, make sure y'all email it to Marcus at YoungOmegaMarcuses at AOL.com.
No, he got a Y
Hey.
mail.
Hey, you
Why
know
mail?
what? Any problems? No, on some real shit though. Any problems y'all have with the pod or any like suggestions? Hit me up at the Omega Bazaar on Patreon. For $3, you can send
Oh
me
my
a
gosh.
message and let me know. For $3 small,
Y'all have to
Let
subscribe
me
to his
know.
Patreon.
He'll personalize it and
Y'all have to.
everything. He'll send you good morning
I'll
text.
I
No, but-
will.
On some real shit, soon
And I
enough,
would-
we're gonna have an official Twitter for our podcast, so y'all can come comment, talk shit, whatever y'all want to do. You know, that's y'all prerogative. You
Feedback.
hear that? Prerogative. We know
should-
words. We know how to read.
As you know what? As we grow, we should also have a Discord. That'd be cool.
A Discord. That's a good idea. We can definitely do that. We can just have them join the Discord that we use for to talk. But lock them out of the rooms that we talk and have them talk amongst themselves.
It doesn't have to
'Cause
be.
Guess what? We
the
don't
main Discord
fraternize
for the pod.
with the riffraff. Just so y'all know. As always, we got your boy Marcus, aka Young Telephone, aka Young Bill Gates, aka
Still on that intro.
yeah, we still on the intro.
Davon had enough.
What's up, Davon? Marcus.
AKA Omega. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling.
No,
man.
we still on Marcus's intro.
I
Yeah,
know,
that's
it's
right.
Marcus.
Do shit.
I said
Hey, and
Marcus.
don't interrupt it. Yeah, this is my intro.
No, this
Go
is my
ahead.
pod
Talk
now.
your shit. Talk your
I'm
shit.
a
Marcus.
quarter bottle of sake in.
Oh,
You know
my
what
God.
I'm saying? I lied when I said I wouldn't be drinking on this pod no more. I lied.
Oh, God.
I said it's better to pod sober, and that was a lie too. Okay, I'm gonna admit that shit. I be
It's
lying
more
for the
fun when you're
pod.
drunk. It's more fun when you're a few in.
It's more fun when your words are slurred. You know what I'm saying?
Better content it does
Anyway.
not make though. Up next we got Alex.
You just gonna leave me like that?
Yeah,
huh?
I'm gonna just go straight into it. Up next we got your boy Alex, aka Black Shirt, aka young famous model from Omaha, Nebraska. What's up, bro?
What's up, y'all?
Alex, what the
Hey guys.
Hey.
fuck? What's up, yeah?
Alex had to you missed the sound of Alex readjusting his fucking Poindexter glasses. Fucking Alex, your those pictures you posted, those pictures you sent, them shits is hot, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
What pictures?
Hey, talk to us about modeling, man. What's
Yeah, what
it like
is
to
that?
be a
What's
model?
that like?
It's
Is it ever
kinda,
awkward? It seems like it'd be awkward.
It's super awkward because I never would see myself as a model. And shout out to Kim in LA doing this thing. He's the one who pushed me to do this shit. So, but I've always liked
yeah.
fashion, so like I like showing off my outfits. So that kind of gravitated into me modeling and getting out here and shit. So yeah, but it is hella
Alex,
awkward.
do you get paid to do modeling and shit?
No, I don't. Not yet. It's just all freelance right now. But hopefully I can start
Mm.
getting paid from that shit.
You just doing what you love. I feel
Exactly. Yeah.
you.
I
And
like
also, sidebar though, Alex doesn't just model. Alex fucking he puts in work. You do what? You fucking dye shit. You distress
Yeah, I see you
jeans. You have a
staining
sewing
jeans
machine.
and
It's not just modeling. Alex
yeah.
is deeply rooted into
He's a
fashion.
Yeah.
Talk
multifaceted
about that.
man.
I just like to create. I mean, I realized last year that I just like. I mean, that's what one thing that really brings me joy is just be able to create something from scratch or customize something and give it to someone else, sell it. You know, I really enjoy that type of shit. So yeah, I sew. Right now, I'm like working on denim and shit like that. So like distressing denim. I've been sewing a bunch of patches and I've been dyeing them. So hopefully, I'm gonna start like sewing them onto the jeans. Hopefully, start selling them here pretty soon. But just gotta get
Y'all,
better at
yeah.
sewing.
y'all,
And that. So yeah.
y'all come to know that we're all extremely talented. Alex be, modeling and designing clothes. Marcus is a talented artist and illustrator. Davon is the most sensual brother on this planet. I'm down bad. We all got our lanes and we stay in them. We're just
Let him know.
we're not just
How am
four
I
schlubs
sensual?
off the
What?
street of Omaha.
Hey man. Hey, introduce Davon.
Hey, have
We
you,
got my
Davon, have
boy
you heard yourself talk?
Davon,
I have.
aka Pravon, aka
Pravon?
Slavon, cause my man's be
Ooh.
slaying,
Do I?
aka Gravon, because sometimes he's down a little bit and we have to, get him out of his little slump. What's up,
When
Davon?
you
You
do
know,
that?
Davon sound
What
like
do you mean by that?
What?
Go ahead.
When
What's
you
up,
pull
dude?
me out the slumps?
I was just kidding, God. Dang.
Yeah,
Quit pressing me.
Hey man.
AKA Strayvon, because you could catch a few strays if you talk to him sideways.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What's up, bro?
Not much, man. What's popping?
Man, I'm just in my closet tearing up these little pieces of my broken blinds because
Oh
it's
my
getting
God.
hot in here. Honestly, I'm sweating again.
You painted a vivid picture, man.
Hey, there go your deposit.
There's a honey bun box in here because I have some honey buns in my closet that I ate.
Eric, that's on you.
I know. I never said I won't take responsibility for my actions.
Did we
Just
ever
let
do?
the
Did we
people
already
know
do Eric's?
that you
Yeah,
don't
Davon,
reside
go.
in your closet.
I kind
You
of did
don't
my
live in
own.
the closet.
What?
I said you don't live in a closet. Let the people know.
I don't live in a closet. That's right. I'm just recording in my closet in my apartment. I'm renting the closet.
Hey man, this shit. After a certain point of desperation, it just is uncomfortable for us to hear. We don't want to hear that you living in a closet, man. We don't give a fuck. No.
At least
See,
at least I'm not trapped.
that's why we need this pod to take off so Eric can get out of his closet, man.
Hey man, donate to the pod so Eric can get up.
Of an angel.
Do you see this dog right here? He pods out of his closet.
This is Zuko.
For 3 cents a day, this dog can pod in a house. His name's Eric D. Andrews. And this isn't just any
my whole
dog.
name, dude.
Eric,
This
what's your
isn't
middle
just
name?
any dog.
Quit doxing me.
Is your middle name
His
D.
name
Anthony?
is Eric David Andrews, man.
Hold the goddamn phone. Alex, did you just ask if my middle name was DeAndrews?
I said D. Anthony.
Yo, what?
Eric is a fucking R&B singer. Eric
Oh my
D.
God.
Andrews. D apostrophe Andrews.
The D stands for daddy. The D stands for young dirtball.
It stands for down bad.
D stands for down bad. Damn. I
Eric
was hoping
Down
that
Bad
wouldn't work
Andrews.
out. But yeah, as we are moving on, let's move on. We still sticking with the topic the format from last episode, and we're about to start off with our first topic, which will be the new announcements by the MCU. There will be some new movies dropping. The new announcements from the MCU. The new MCU announcements, bitch. You know what I meant. I don't have the script.
Did
Where's
I?
my script? Do y'all have
All
y'all
right, so
scripts?
basically, as of May 3rd, no, you never sent us a script, but as of
I was
May
just
3rd,
kidding.
at the don't play with me. At the beginning of May 3rd, Marvel dropped basically like a sizzle reel of their next 2-year plan, 3-year plan.
It was
Um,
emotional.
and it's emotional because it's dubbed by fucking Stan Lee or somebody that sounds a lot like Stan Lee. Rest in peace.
That'd be really fucked up if it was not Stanley, but
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't like done the due diligence to be like, did Stanley record this before he died or some shit? But I don't know. It's a voice evocative of Stan Lee's, sound, which is East Coast Jewish man, and yeah, it puts you in the feels, and it definitely also gets you hyped up for the future of the MCU. Obviously, for the last year, because of COVID, we've basically been on a hiatus of sorts for Marvel movies, which isn't to say that we haven't had a couple of MCU, like the start of the MCU television shows through Disney Plus, which is WandaVision and Falcon
and the
Winter
Winter
Soldier,
which I have not watched yet.
You tripping?
I'm not.
They're good. I mean, I would say some of the strongest movies in the MCU are the Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War, and the WandaVision. WandaVision is kind of like not like anything else in the MCU.
I loved WandaVision.
Yeah, it's
really good.
It's a different format for television because it was so fucking weird.
It was super weird.
But I think it was effective. Yeah, I think it was effective to an extent. I think it was an effective vehicle for tantalization, where every episode was like, she's losing her mind. Who's the main bad guy? Like, what does every episode mean? But at the last episode, it was good. I mean, it obviously.
It just went back to
I don't know.
cliches.
I don't know if it paid off. Yeah, at the end, it's just like she beat the final witch that revealed themselves, and they kind of went about their way. There wasn't.
I truly feel like they copped out at the ending.
And
I think they could have opened the entire world of the MCU up a little more.
Yes. I think they could have opened the multiverse. We already know that the multiverse is opening up with Doctor Strange and also the next Spider-Man movie. Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and the next Spider-Man movie. We already know from their titles, from the people that have been confirmed to be there, that the MCU is about to get cracked open, and we're about to get a sort of multiverse introduced. Whereas before, the MCU has been past, future, present. Now we're going to go sideways because that's the direction that alternate dimensions go. So we're about to go sideways into other Spider-Man, other possibilities. There's the Marvel What If animated series. Yeah. There's a lot that's going on in the MCU. I think it's been stunted by COVID, like everything else.
Hey, R.I.P. Chadwick.
R.I.P. Chadwick.
R.I.P. Chadwick.
And fuck Chet Hanks.
Fuck Chet Hanks. But Chadwick was a really hard loss, man.
Hell yeah, dude. That shit sucked.
Not to go too far back, but so with the Marvel announcement today, they announced the Wakanda Forever, which is the sequel to Black Panther. And it's emotional, man. Like Chadwick Boseman, fucking, he was the
epitome
made that movie of a black superhero. He didn't just make the movie, he made what it is to look at a black superhero and be like, yo, this motherfucker's tight. I work with students and I can't even begin to express the sort of the feeling that I got when I saw Black Panther, and then a couple months later I was seeing kids of all colors dressing up as Black Panther, having Black Panther on their shirt, and knowing that this is representative of a black superhero. You know what I mean?
I have something to comment on about
Go for it, man.
the movie Black Panther. While I do love this movie, I really do. I just had a conversation recently with someone. I honestly can't remember who I had this conversation with, but I believe they brought up to me that them and other Africans hate the movie Black Panther passionately. And
Interesting.
the reason is because of how like the leaders of Wakanda or like either Black Panther himself would talk about the other African countries because Wakanda's supposed to be an African country. So they were talking about other outside countries like they were less than because they didn't have the same technology or that they were like I don't want to like make any like uh assumptions about what was said in the movie because I don't remember all of the dialogue, but they definitely hinted towards them being um
Less than
like just this
like
impoverished
Wakanda.
like savagery like shit like that. And
Yeah. Wakanda. So part of like Killmonger's thing is that he's like, oh, our brothers and sisters across the globe are struggling, you know. And his whole thing was, oh, we're gonna arm them, we're gonna give them this future technology, essentially.
And he wasn't wrong.
So I can kind of see that, but I don't know. It's a hard thing. I can't speak from the perspective of an African
Exactly.
as a black person in America. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to that. If that's how they feel, then that's how they feel. I'm not gonna try to discredit that in any way. What I will say, however, is that the Black Panther movie, I feel like, did a lot to embolden black people. I'll just speak from the American standpoint.
I agree.
Standpoint. It did a lot to embolden black people in America, because in America we have black stories that are being told, and I think me and you, Eric, we were talking about this, but we have a lot of sad black stories being told, right?
Yes.
Black trauma.
I'm tired of the
not a
black
lot
trauma.
of black joy.
Yeah.
And so Black Panther was representative of this sort of push. When did it come out? 2018, 2017?
Real quick.
Black Panther sort of represented a push in a direction of black joy, where it wasn't the story of slaves, wasn't a story of colonial powers and some sort of, it's like, oh, it's a movie about it's a movie that takes place in a black country, but the superhero is white. It's not the white savior complex. Black Panther was a black hero, black joy.
They kind of showed black people in like media wise in a whole new light. They're like,
yeah,
okay, so these people are extremely civilized. They're extremely intelligent. They have crazy resources that they're doing perfectly fine with. Like they're a sustainable country, and they don't need
Wakanda is, yeah,
exactly, and they don't need like outside help from like you said, like the white saviors that they would usually have in like a movie like that. Like, but we don't get enough of those movies. I feel like,
and we don't. So I think, and I don't want to like decrease the what the African standpoint of Black Panther is to people native peoples of different ethnic groups in the African continent of different countries.
Exactly,
I don't want to
'cause we don't have
decrease
that
how they're
perspective.
feeling. We don't have that perspective. But I will say within the States, in the place that I call home, where systemic racism is a rampant thing, where
Mm.
stories of Black trauma are, elevated, that Black Panther was a force of good. Chadwick
Mhm.
Boseman, he embodied that.
Exactly. And I feel like another thing about it is as like, corny or cheesy as it sounds, it Black people together. Like bunch of Black people are going to the movies
Absolutely.
dressed up and like ready to see something that's not typically towards African Americans, or something that's not typically normal for African Americans to be interested in. And I use the word normal loosely, but uh it's not, common for Black people to be really big into comics. But that brought Black people into that world. They're like, oh, people in a Marvel movie probably seen Black Panther, and then from that they're like, wow, this is actually something I enjoyed. I can maybe watch more. So they definitely, it was definitely something like a I'm not discrediting the Black Panther movie at all, but I feel like it was strategic from Marvel's standpoint. They're like, okay, we're in a time where protests are high, division is high, all that, like we're having issues in the world, and they're focused on African Americans. So it seemed like it was a how can we use this to our advantage type thing, which it was the perfect time to drop a Black Panther
The
movie.
Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
But they gave us something that worked. Like
I
they didn't
wouldn't
give us no
say
bullshit.
that.
What would you say?
I feel like this movie, or it was kind of in the making for a while,
Yeah.
but I would say instead of Black Panther, I would say they used Falcon and Winter Soldier more to their advantage
Really?
for the times.
Yeah,
Well,
I can kind of see that.
you didn't
Yeah.
watch the show,
I
but
didn't watch it. You're right. I can't
you'll
comment on.
see once you watch it, you'll see what I mean with
Yeah.
what the Falcon is going through and stuff, and the stuff that he says.
Mm.
I don't want to spoil it for you though. But
I will though.
Oh my
I
god.
think no, but like on the topic of like where the MCU is heading, I think that it's really important that the so I imagine that the MCU's largest market is the United States.
Mhm.
Black Panther was a hero that was Black from its inception, right? The Black Panther was made as a response to the civil rights movement, as a point to represent Black people in comics, right?
Agreed.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I think this was kind of a really good device. I don't think the Falcon and Winter Soldier really highlighted the overarching importance of a Black Captain America as much as it could have.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, Eric, the Falcon didn't want to take up the mantle of Captain America,
Captain
because
America.
he didn't feel like America was ready
represented
for
it
a
well.
Black Captain America. Yeah.
I can see that.
And so he's, that's what the whole show is essentially
Doc.
about. Not on the surface, because they couldn't. Yeah, Papa Doc from 8 Mile, fucking, he's here now.
Clarence.
Antoine Fisher, you know what I'm saying?
Is that what his name
he's made
is?
his way. No, Antoine Fisher is one of the early movies that
He was in
Anthony Mackie was in with
Anthony
Denzel
Mackie.
Washington. Yeah. But to kind of bring this back to the MCU and like the announcements from today,
What other
with the future, so they announced a bunch of movies. What we see with
I was about
the
to ask you,
MCU
which
right
ones
now.
were y'all looking forward to the most?
So
All of them.
Well, I mean, I'll talk
All
about
of
pretty much all of them because I'm a big Marvel fan.
Mhm.
But more than that, what the MCU is sort of moving towards is a more inclusive cinematic universe. You have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, right?
Mhm.
You have Shang-Chi, which is the first Asian led
Protagonist.
superhero
Mhm.
in the MCU.
I'm looking forward to
And
that one.
then yeah, and so you have these movies announced. What else is announced today? Today, Davon,
They
you
in
know?
Guardians of the Galaxy 3,
Mm.
Right, an alien movie, you
The
know.
Marvels.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Marvels will be interesting. That's a Captain Marvel movie, but it seems to think that maybe she's starting like her own team, which could be something like the Nova Corps from the comic books, which could be kind of cool.
I would fucking
So I'm looking forward to that. They announced the next Spider-Man. They announced, you know,
Blade.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. They didn't talk about Blade. Blade wasn't a part of it, so Blade leads me
Oh,
to
the
believe that
Fantastic
maybe
Four. My bad. The Fantastic Four
and
is
the
what.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Was that
And it'll be
Fantastic Four though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at
Are
the
you
end of it.
sure?
Oh,
I'm
they
positive.
showed
Yeah.
the Eternals.
I'm
Yeah, they showed
looking.
Eternals and Fantastic. They didn't show any.
That
Fantastic
one
Four
kind
hasn't
of
been
quick.
cast.
They didn't show any footage from it, but they announced that there was going to be another Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
I
On the
guess.
But they
video?
also showed the Eternals though. What's up,
What?
Davon?
No, I'm saying, did they though in that video?
Yeah. The Fantastic
Did that
Four
look like
Twitter
a
account.
4 or was that an A
It was
for
definitely a
Avengers?
4. The Fantastic
Nah.
Four Twitter account tweeted the video. It was definitely a
Alright.
It's
4.
definitely Fantastic Four. Yeah, it's definitely Fantastic Four.
Because they need to get Reed Richards.
Yeah, with
Right.
the lack of Tony Stark, they need another smart guy.
It's crazy how many times
But
they fucked up the Fantastic Four movie.
They got Shuri for a smart person.
That's true.
yeah, they have Shuri, and they might have Professor X. It's interesting that we didn't see anything from the X-Men, which leads me to believe that the X-Men will start to be introduced over the course of the coming movies for the MCU.
Real quick,
But
Marcus.
we'll see. I don't know.
Was Black Panther one of the Illuminati?
I think so. I think the original Illuminati was Namor. Maybe not. Namor,
think
Professor
so.
X, Reed Richards,
Black Bolt,
Black Bolt. I don't know if
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange. I don't know if the Illuminati had Black Panther.
I know they.
It's hard to
Iron
say
Man.
though. And Tony Stark. Yeah, I think that was the starting. I think the starting roster of the Illuminati was Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, Tony Stark, Professor X, Reed Richards, and Namor.
I have an interesting question.
What?
It's just an off question. Is Tony Stark Iron Man?
Does Tony Stark make Iron Man?
No, is Tony Stark Iron Man, or would you consider Iron Man more like a mantle, like Captain America?
No,
is like a mantle.
it's not a mantle.
You
It's
don't
not a
think
mantle. Captain America over the course of since the beginning of Marvel has been a mantle, and in fact, like one of the most recent like Marvel Comics arcs was that they were going and they were meeting all of these other Captain Americas that have taken up the mantle. Iron Man is not. Iron Man is Tony Stark, and then you have Iron Heart, which is an African American girl who loves robotics. You have War Machine, which is his homie who is placed in a suit of armor. You have a lot of other. Yeah, you have the Pepper Pots, but you have a lot of other Iron so and so's, but they're not all. None of them are Iron Man or men. You know what I mean?
It makes me wonder what makes an identity a mantle. Like Black Panther's a
Well,
mantle.
Captain America is Captain America is a mantle. It's just based on the comics. You know what I mean? Like Black Panther is a mantle. You know, you have the King of Wakanda who is given the abilities of the Black Panther, and they take on the role of the Black Panther, where they are the ruler and also the protector of a country, right? Same thing with Captain America to a certain extent. Same thing with Captain Britain. There's not a lot of superheroes that have mantles, because ultimately you'll just have a new superhero. There's a Lady Thor that's happening right now, and then Thor in the comics has become Odin, so I guess that becomes a mantle in a weird way.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
But it's pretty specific to the hero.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the big heroes.
Like, why would he become Odin instead of just becoming like the All-Father?
Because he assumes the mantle of the All-Father and takes over. Actually, Thor, before he becomes Odin, I think he becomes someone else. Thor has like an episode, if I remember correctly, and so he's not Thor, but then his girlfriend becomes Thor, and he becomes whoever else, and then he becomes the All-Father. It's sort of up to the writer of the comic book series to be like, yeah, this person is, you know, Thor, or this person is the Black Panther now.
Other than Ragnarok, did y'all enjoy the Thor movies?
Hell no.
No. I wasn't even stoked for Ragnarok like that.
Dude, me either. I had no idea
because of
that it was
Dark
gonna
World
be that good,
and because of the first one, and then Taika Waititi fucking killed it. It was just fucking hilarious,
fucking good.
And honestly, that's like one of the main movies that reminds me of the comics. It had like a Jack Kirby feel, and it was. Ragnarok is kind of perfect for me in terms of like the MCU. Perfect. It's got the perfect tone.
I love how they kind of shoved in the whole Sakarsan World War type comic books in there.
And they did that flawlessly.
It was seamless.
Yeah, they did it so
was
well.
So good because Illuminati isn't a thing in the MCU. They managed to add in almost everybody's favorite Hulk comic, which is World War Hulk. And
yeah,
I love how they did that.
Yeah. They did that shit. They fucking killed it. I think the Eternals, another movie to watch for is the Eternals, because like Shang-Chi and I think maybe just sequels. These are original. These are the first, right?
There's the Eternals,
the Eternals, Shang-Chi, and
Miss
I think
Marvel.
That's it.
No, there's Miss Marvel.
Yeah, but they didn't announce Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is going to be a show on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why they didn't announce Miss Marvel. I like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel's tight.
Me too.
Miss Marvel is also
Inhumans.
Yeah. And so it'll be interesting to see what they do, because Miss Marvel is technically an Inhuman, but they sort of botched the show. So I don't actually know what her background is going to be. Maybe they'll reintroduce the Inhumans to the MCU.
I hope
maybe
so,
she'll be a mutant.
That Inhumans show was
whack. Yeah,
it was so bad.
Yeah, they announced Ant-Man 2, huh?
Oh, Ant-Man 3, Quantumania.
Ant-Man 3, the Quantumania. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know it's the third one. I'm just saying Ant-Man.
Oh, you said Ant-Man 2 as in Ant-Man as well. I got you.
Yeah.
No, it's Ant-Man 3 only.
Moon Knight is supposed to be a series,
back to
right?
Black Panther like that, but
Moon Knight is also.
Y'all think is gonna play him?
It has to be Shuri.
I think Shuri's gonna assume the mantle. Yeah,
it has to be.
Think they're gonna bring back Michael B. Jordan?
No, I don't think
feel like
so.
they
God,
He
I hope
died.
not.
I
I didn't
hope
like
they don't.
Warmonger. I didn't like
Killmonger.
to be. I mean, it might. Yeah, Killmonger. To be
I thought
real,
he
I
was one
didn't
of the
like
best
his.
villains to me.
I didn't like his performance.
I
He was annoying to me.
okay. So Killmonger himself in the movie, I feel like he was two different people in the movie. There was like him at the beginning where he's like, y'all are sitting over here in luxury and riches while you're separating your people, like separating yourselves from the rest of the people in the world who uh I guess I identifies as, your same people, like you're turning your back on the world. Like that's how it started out. And then at the end, he was just like, I'm trying to fuck shit up for some reason. But I kind of want to now. Like
I
he
think
turned
he was
from
just trying to take the mantle and open up Wakanda. I think that was the point
right.
for his
And I guess he
vision.
tried to do it first, but there was no by force.
How else was he gonna get it done? Axe.
He could have just opened. He could like, uh,
How was he gonna do it if he's not the Black Panther?
no, taking the mantle by. He didn't take the mantle by force. He beat T'Challa, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he could.
And that's when he started to open or tried to start opening up Wakanda to the world. And then he came back. T'Challa came
he
back.
he tried to wait. No, but he was trying to like bring like war, like open it up to. It didn't make sense. Like, how do you open up your world, or how do you open up your country and resources, but with like by attacking? Was trying to attack America or something like that?
I think he was just giving out technology or
Was
trying
he?
to.
To watch the movie again. It's
I don't
been a
know,
while.
but we can move on though.
Okay. All right. Cool. My bad.
I am Groot. That's another thing that it seems they introduced
What?
at some point.
What about it?
It's another thing that was introduced at some point, I guess. Oh, and She-Hulk. That was another one.
Yeah. So it's in terms of shows, it's gonna be Loki, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, I Am Groot, Moon Knight. I think I can't remember anything else, but
Interesting. So later this year there's about to be a lot going on.
yeah,
All right.
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Should we get into the Invincible episode
Let's
5?
get into it. Episode 5. Oh, finally.
Alex,
we're
you
here.
still there?
I'm still here. I'm just listening to y'all nerd out.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? We had
Alex
to
isn't too
splooge
familiar
real
with
quick.
MCU.
That's fine.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I didn't mind listening to y'all.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it then. Let's get into episode 5 of Invincible. Alex, first impressions, baby girl.
Man, I fuck with this episode heavy.
Yeah.
This is a good episode for a lot of different reasons. Obviously the fight scene at the end was super fucking dope. Also Titan, is that his name that Mahershala Ali plays?
Titan. Yeah.
I just
Black
like the
Rock.
way he. You said what?
Forgot his name.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Titan.
Yeah, Titan. But he's a pretty interesting character because he kind of teeters the line between. I guess we see that he's not really a superhero, or we're not sure at this point. We're not really sure what his motives are. So I thought that was interesting. But
we
You
know
make
that
a
he's
really
a
good
villain
point
though.
there.
yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah,
I disagree, Marcus. I think BlackRock represents
His name's
how
Titan.
I called him BlackRock again.
we told you his name and
Oh
you
my God.
and you just refused to listen to us.
Dude, I was calling him BlackRock the entire time I was watching the episode.
oh my
What's
God.
crazy is that's how
I know.
That's super crazy.
you could pause the episode at any time and see who's talking.
What's crazy is that? Yeah. So Titan is how the false. What would you call it? Like there is no good and evil. Like he just so happened to be in a situation where he had to make money, and it seemed like his wife was what. I don't know. I feel like if I get into this, we're really gonna dive into it, so we can get into it after we
Yeah,
do
let's
our
just do
first
impressions
impressions.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus, what was your first impressions, broski?
I also really like this episode. I think this is one of my favorite episodes of the season. And I'm not usually into episodes that don't have like a whole lot to do with the overarching story. This just happened to be fucking action packed. I like Titan, and I also like the sort of hodgepodge league of villains that Machine Head could afford to hire.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was really dope without getting a already established league of villains. This is like pretty cool. It's like a rogues gallery of villains. So yeah, I think this is a solid episode.
Hell yeah. Devon, first impressions, baby boy.
My first impressions, Mark need to change his damn name because he be getting his ass whooped.
Dude. Oh
Mark
He is not
getting his
invincible,
ass
clearly.
handed to
Hey,
him.
he lived though, right?
His name is so
Barely.
ironic. He
But
getting his ass fucking beat.
he needs
Especially
to
this
go do
episode.
what Eve doing.
Yeah.
Work at the damn soup kitchen.
Like wrap it up,
hey,
boy.
he ain't built for this.
You not built for this,
For
baby
real.
boy.
That's fucking hilarious.
But I mean, I like what Eve is doing. I feel like that's what more superheroes should strive to be, like her
Yeah.
actually helping people.
Eve is dope.
And like she said, not waiting for an alien invasion, all that.
Fucks with that.
But yeah, the fight scenes was dope. I
Yeah.
like that lion dude.
Yeah, that lion dude was whooping
Lion-
ass.
Battle
Lion
Beast.
Face.
Through choosing violence.
Is
for
that what his
real.
name is?
His name's
Beast?
Battle Beast,
I've
and
been calling
he's
him Lion Face.
Eric,
all right.
you
Well,
can't
let's
just be
nip
making
that
up
in the
names,
bud
bro.
now.
I'm just gonna let y'all know I've named all the villains.
His name's
Remind
Battle
me
Beast,
of-
aka Thok.
I didn't know they had names, so I gave them their own names.
That's
He
fair.
remind me
Battle
of
Beast.
Thundercat.
Yeah. Battle. So I didn't say it during mine, but yeah, he's one of my favorite villains.
Fucking hard.
Just because he's such a fucking badass. He beat everybody's ass, and he was like, you know what? Y'all not even worth it. I'm
He was
out.
like, he
and
called-
fucking
yeah,
and fucking dipped. He
Right.
he beat the shit out of Monster Girl, like fucking
Fucked her up.
skull exposed and shit. And he was like, y'all some weak ass motherfuckers, man. I'm out of here.
I ain't
And
wasting
just
my
stepped
time.
through a portal and bounced.
So
Like,
for
what
my
the-
first impression of the show, this episode,
Forgot about
I-
Eric.
easily, definitely my favorite episode of the season so far. A few episodes back, I had everything I want. Y'all know I fucks with the powers. Y'all know I fucks with the weird power variety shit, and they had plenty of it. And we also got to see it all in action, that's what I want. That's what I want to see
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of this show. Those are always going to be my favorite episodes, when you show me some different types of powers and then show me how people are using it. But yeah, getting into it, Lion Face, he was the fuck in on them. I really like when he trying to kill Mark, when he like smacked him in the stomach with the mace and made the blood rain down on him. I was like,
That
whoa.
was fire. Yeah, I love that part.
I thought
love-
Mark was done for a second.
I thought
Like real shit.
Ooh. I mean, it was a crazy way to go. Pretty dope. But another thing, I really like the focus on Black Rock. He
Who?
Titan.
Okay. Okay. Carry on.
Who? I really like the focus on him and how he's like he's not like Marcus called him a villain. I wouldn't say he's a villain. Like he's just a guy. He's just the product of his environment. Like that's an easy way for him to make money. He has power, so he can.
I
know.
mean, I would agree with that, but as we see at the end of the episode, he chooses to stay in this life of villainy.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's cool about this episode is they sort of build him out to be an anti-hero of a sense, you know what I mean? Like he owes this dude money. He's protecting people, or he's doing this dude's work, but he's also like looking out for the little people all the while. But at the end of the episode, he definitely makes a choice to take over as head of, the League of Villains or whatever it is that Machine Head's operations. You know what I mean? He's out. He has his out, and he chooses to stay in it.
See, okay, so I agree that yes, he made the decision to become this like kingpin type, but I would also argue that better him than another Machine Head. If he didn't take it, there's going to be a void when somebody huge gets taken down. That a void become the next top dog ensues. So him taking the mantle is kind of, like he's able. If he's at the top, he can make everybody's situation better. You can see that he cares about the little person. He gives people money when he destroys their apartment.
He just has a conscience somewhat.
Can y'all hear Eric?
He cut out.
Sorry, I cut out. Yeah, somebody called me. I turned off my notifications.
Obviously, you didn't.
Oh my god! But I'm saying you like
Am I
the
right?
the entire episode. I did. I turned it off. But the entire episode, they show that he cares, and him being at the top, sure, he's probably gonna be doing a lot of shady dealings and shit like that, but he gives a fuck, unlike Machine Head did.
Machine Head's kind of funny, man. I like his voice.
He is.
The
Especially when
fucking
he
auto
doesn't
tune.
like that
He's like
shit.
a evil Daft Punk almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting characters in this.
Wait,
episode.
no, Davon, what's your impression?
Oh.
What's your first impression?
We already asked him.
I already said it.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, what did y'all think of Omni-Man just sitting back watching Mark get whooped?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was
You ain't
definitely
see
watching
that?
him. Yeah, he's definitely watching him get his ass whooped.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's pretty telling. So Omni-Man, to put it in perspective, Omni-Man specifically told Mark not to help the Titan,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's part of the reason why he sat there and watched his son get beat
Yeah.
to a bloody pulp.
I
When
agree.
did they
Because
show him?
It was like a
They show
split
him several
second.
times.
Oh, do
So
they? Okay.
when Battle Beast beats Mark down and so hard that he goes up and out of the building, they show from the perspective of the sky looking down at the building that they're fighting in, and you can see Omni-Man's cape.
Mhm.
And then when Mark's vision is fading, when everybody shows up, when the paramedics show up to save him, you briefly get a glimpse of Omni-Man through the smoke of the building. And then Mark blinks, and then that silhouette is gone. So
What the fuck?
Omni-Man was there. Omni-Man witnessed his son getting beaten. I think to a certain extent, it was like him saying, yeah, you shouldn't have got involved in this. But I
Mhm.
was also thinking that it's Omni-Man's way of gauging where his son is at in
Mhm.
his abilities, whereas Mark has been training under Omni-Man, and so they've been working very closely together. in a
and then
sense,
ran
Mark
shit.
is kind of on his own at the start of this fight. He goes in there alone and starts getting his ass beat. And if you recall, Alex, Black Samson, when they first show up, Black Samson says that Cecil got an anonymous tip
Yeah.
that he
Mhm.
needed help. So I
Mhm.
think Omni-Man watched. I also think Omni-Man helped
Made that call.
save his son. I just don't think he cared enough to save his son.
See, part of me, I want to say that just based off how Omni-Man was moving, I wonder if he intentionally sent the Guardians there, hoping that they would get like destroyed the way they did. You know, because Omni-Man
Oh,
is kind
that's
of,
interesting.
because he
Whoa,
is
that's
kind of,
not something that I
Yeah,
thought about.
he is kind of
Yeah,
malicious
no, I
like
didn't
that.
either.
So I can definitely see him like trying to get the, because if he knew that Titan was bad, then he probably knew that, what's that dude's name, Primal Beast, or what's the Beast dude?
Battle
Lance.
Beast.
Battle Beast. He probably knew how strong Battle Beast was, so he probably sent them there hoping that they would take out all the other heroes. I mean, that's what
You
I
know
kind
what?
of think. But I don't
That's
know.
I feel like that's a really good take too,
That's
because
crazy good observation for sure.
Omni-Man already doesn't fuck with the Guardians of the Globe in any
Mhm.
capacity. Said they were
Mhm.
pathetic, and probably figures that, hey, if my son's getting his ass beat by this League of Supervillains, the Guardians being sent here and getting destroyed, because as we see, this puts two of them in the hospital. Black
Yeah.
Samson gets put away. Monster Girl gets fucking destroyed.
Mhm.
It makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that were kind of my thoughts. But yeah, because then plus, like, he was also, like you said, he was watching them. If he really wanted to help, he could have at any point came in and like saved his son, or like probably destroyed all those other villains, like no problem at all.
Absolutely.
But
Easily.
yeah, but I don't know, because he's shady and malicious. So
It's crazy
he
how
really
I've
is.
effectively watched that scene 3 times. I watched it the first time I watched the episode. I watched it the second time I watched it today, and then I rewinded it to watch it again today. Missed it every time.
Miss Omni-Man.
What's even
Yeah, missed
crazier is
Omni-Man
how
being
you
there.
don't be looking.
I'm pretty sure they even like showed him outside the building,
Dog,
No,
I
they
didn't
do.
see
They
him.
like up
they
close.
absolutely do.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I
Eric's so
keep
down bad he can't even see.
I was too busy looking.
Looking at what? Riley Reed.
Looking at what?
I
What do y'all
also.
think? My bad,
Oh,
you
go
can go, Alex.
Oh, I was gonna say I want to touch on like Mark's relationship with Amber at this point, because it seems
Mhm.
like she's pretty much like fed up with him, but at the same time, Eve is kind of like coming to his like she has his back, which I think is pretty dope, you know,
Mhm.
because obviously Eve likes Mark as well, but she's still willing to put in a good word for her friend. So I'm just kind of wondering what you guys think at this point is going to happen between them. Do you think he's going to tell her eventually, or do you think Eve's going to tell her, or do you think she probably knows at this point?
I think that's something that you should predict.
Oh, I guess. That makes sense because I haven't seen it. I don't know. Well, like for me, she's really smart, so I feel like, and she's really perceptive, and she knows that Eve is a superhero.
Who
And
does?
then, Amber does. She knows that
Amber.
Eve's a super.
I don't think Amber knows that.
She definitely does. No, because she made a comment about like saving the day or something like that, or something.
If you remember, Amber says the same thing to Invincible. I think one of the first times that he brushed that when she goes over to study at his house,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, well, you were just out saving the world." I think that's just the thing that Amber says
Oh, gotcha.
to people who are of that type. She just happens to say it to people that are actually out saving the world.
See, I took it
Yeah.
as she knowing. I assume that she knew, but okay, that makes sense
No,
too.
she doesn't know. And Invincible goes by Superman rules, where all you got to do is maybe wear your hair and put on the costume, and nobody can recognize your face. Omni-Man, he just puts on his costume. He doesn't change. He doesn't wear a mask or anything.
Still got
But
that fucking
nobody knows.
mustache.
Still got that fucking distinct ass mustache, but nobody knows that he's Omni-Man.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think Adam Eve talks about that. She's like, you never expect a person you go to high school with to be this superhero, so you don't actually see her as that superhero. It's sort
I
of
do
in that
remember that.
same light, you know. I mean, Omni-Man is a lot bigger than the writer that his dad is. So I think it makes more sense that people don't know Omni-Man. Same thing with Invincible. Invincible
Yeah.
just worked at a burger place, you know. People wouldn't really, even if they, not enough people would recognize him to be like, yo, this is
Yeah.
dude.
It's so. What
You in
did
the
y'all
bathroom?
think? Yeah, I had to go grab something. What did
From the
y'all think
bathroom?
about? Yes, from the fucking bathroom.
All right.
What did y'all think of the villains? Obviously, other than the Battle Beast.
Battle Beast.
Like,
Battle
what y'all
Beast, the
think of?
OG.
Yeah, what y'all think of Taffy Chest?
I really
dude?
like. I
Taffy
really
Chest.
like Taffy Chest. You know, a couple episodes we were talking about. You know how goofy My Hero
My Hero.
Academia
Yeah, that was
powers
100%
are,
of My Hero power.
and so, and you even said the tape elbow dude. Taffy
Yep.
Chest is pretty much that for me.
Taffy Chest is pretty much
Taffy Chest. The other one is like, I think their name is like the Living Furnace or something like that. The fire one.
Oh,
Okay.
Tank
The
Boy.
one inside of the armor or the
Tank,
black
yeah,
the
Tank
black
Boy.
armor. And then you have the magma dude.
That's
and
Magman.
Magman, and then you have the Electro.
Like
The
that
Lightning
frog.
Gentleman.
Yeah.
The Lightning person is also a throwback to the first episode. Red Rush goes and stops the
he sure
Lightning person
does.
in the first episode. Yeah, you know, they're all pretty generic / goofy. The furnace person actually I actually do like because they seem to reoccur. And it's just interesting that they live in that their, you know, form is a fire in a furnace body type thing.
Yeah.
And obviously Battle Beast is fucking a G. But everyone else is just, you know, fucking goofy.
Right. I really liked when they all banded together after seeing
Mark get whooped.
after seeing Monster Girl get
Invincible.
her face smashed.
Yeah. I feel like this episode is also the first time, or like, I can't remember, but this is the first time we've really seen like Robot show any sort of powers or anything like that from what I've seen.
True.
Because usually he's like facilitating, but then he had that interaction with the Mauler twins where he's kind of like dodging them and like kind of like juking around or whatever. And then during the fight scene, we see a little bit more of his powers. So I thought that was.
I mean,
really
he goes
interesting,
off once Monster Girl gets her shit beat in.
Yeah.
And we see that he has like a beam that he can shoot out and shit like that.
Yeah.
Robot.
Do y'all think he a double agent or what?
I think he's working to take down the Voldemites. Like, so I guess yes, that would make him a double agent.
The Viltrumites.
Viltrumites, yeah.
Why do you think he's taking down the Viltrumites?
Just because like he's working with the Mauler twins. So I mean, I'm not sure, but I just feel like it's all gonna loop back to like
he's
him
definitely
trying to,
fucking
like,
shady.
Yeah, like I'm just not sure what his motives are at this
He
point.
let the Mauler twins out, showed up.
And then
he also
got, like,
pricked Rexplode. Was it last episode? He got his blood.
Got his little blood in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so Robot's definitely an interesting character for me.
He's interesting. Yeah, Def shady. Def.
And why was he so emotional? The Robot.
It was like fake emotions.
And he was like, what is it called? Cradling Monster Girl?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why you got feelings?
I think it was interesting how good Robot was keeping up with Battle Beast.
Interesting.
Like he was like, I mean, he wasn't, really fucking with him, but he was dodging his attacks, jumping all over the place and shit. And the Battle Beast was like, it looks like he had to make somewhat of an effort to, fuck with him. And anybody else, they weren't doing anything. Like Shrinking Ray, she tried to shrink and hit him, and he just like smacked the hell out of her. Oh, we can't end this episode without talking about my bitch.
No.
What'd she
Let's
even
talk
do?
about
Yeah, what did you do?
parents.
Sure.
You know what's another interesting thing, since you're so obsessed with her, you should go back and watch the scenes that she's in, because some of the scenes that Duplicate is in,
It's not number one.
She's not the number one.
Mm-hmm.
When the team was being assembled in the last episode, she was number 2 when they were all talking.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to play a bigger part maybe in the later seasons.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I think it's just an interesting thing as to what her motivation, why she feels that the number 1 can't be there, or why the number 2 needs to be there, or, like what's going on with her.
Probably, I would assume she's off doing some shady shit and just has a clone there.
I also wonder what her relationship is with her brother Multi-Paul. Because when we do see Multi-Paul was all, he was like, there was like 10 of him just chilling.
Yeah.
When Duplicate just chills, to the best of our knowledge, there's usually only 1, maybe 2, but they're not together. So it makes me wonder what's going on with Multi-Paul. Right. And I also wonder, even if they have 10 Multi-Pauls caged up, if there's not another one outside, and how long they can even keep up their copies.
Yeah.
Not to get on another Duplicate Multi-Paul fucking tangent, because that shit is whack. Easily the weakest fucking person on the Guardian.
Oh my god.
You got Monster Girl, that's cursed, but she's like a Hulk. You got a Robot. You got, I guess Rexplode is pretty fucking weak too.
So is Shrinking Ray. Actually, no.
Robot
Shrinking
fucked
Ray was
up,
kind of
man.
getting off.
Robot did fuck up picking the heroes. I think Guardians.
Robot, I feel like there had to have been better people than Shrinking Ray and Duplicate for sure.
There look to be
Rexplode.
better people.
See, now that I'm thinking about it, Robot, because we know Robot's shady. What if he picked all of them for a specific reason?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the strongest, so he just picked them. I don't know though.
I mean, it's possible he picked them because he thought that their powers were compatible. Because when they were working together, they were doing a great job. Like Rexplode threw out all the letter magnets, Duplicate. Took them all with her clones and put them on the various villains. On Tank Boy, she blew his fucking chest out. Shrinking Ray. Did y'all see Robot grab Shrinking Ray and then punch Magman, and then she like blew his head up?
Yeah, and she like expanded inside of him.
Mm-hmm. A lot happened in that little scene, like all at once, to where
you have to think about like. What Robot was thinking.
Yeah.
But another interesting fact is Robot seems highly calculated. He released the Mahler twins before he made the team. Which makes you think he did, yeah. He released the Mahler twins at the end of episode 2, right? And the team didn't get made until episode 4. So it makes you think maybe this team composition is not a result of whatever plan it is that he has in place for the future of the Guardians in the long run in the grander scheme of things.
Possible.
That's just my thinking,
Yeah. So that. Well. This is a pretty good point to wrap it up. I feel like we touched on
I think so too.
In the episode. Marcus, what would you rate this episode, my boy?
I would rate this episode. I really like this episode, but I don't want to rate it too high because, I would say that this episode is an 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8.5. I like Battle Beast a whole lot. Battle
Yeah.
Beast licking his lips with the blood
The
of
blood.
his
Oh,
fucking
an amazing scene.
adversaries. That's some blood god shit that I can get down with.
Yeah.
I also think it's really cool. This is one of the first episodes that we see the newly founded Guardians actually sort of teaming up and working as a proper team together. And even though I don't care about it as much, the advancement and the continued strain of Invincible and Amber's relationship
Yeah.
is definitely on display. And Titan's just a beast, man. Mahershala Ali can't do wrong by
Cannot.
me. And
Also, he's gonna be Blade.
yeah, he's gonna be Blade. Going back to the MCU shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I just, yeah, I mean that's my dude. His character in Invincible is nice and complex. Where I say he's a villain, but also
Mm-hmm.
we get the larger scope of what's important to his character. So yeah, 8.5.
Yeah. Got you. Alex, what would you rate this, bro?
Similar to Marcus, this is probably like one of my favorite episodes I've seen so far. So I'd honestly give this one like a 9. Like I think I might even like this more than the first episode. Because I really enjoyed the fight scene towards the end. I like seeing all the superheroes' powers and like the different villains and stuff like that. And there's still a lot of mystery surrounding a lot of the characters too, so I'm definitely interested in that and seeing how they progress going. But yeah, I would give this one a 9 for sure. Best episode yet, in my opinion.
Devon, what you think? What you rating it?
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I mess with it. Like everybody
Oh
else
my.
said, I like Battle Beast.
Battle Beast.
I like Eve's little story plot.
Yeah.
Moving out of her parents' crib because they was tripping.
Her dad is a
we didn't even
fucking
talk about
douchebag.
that.
Yeah, because y'all want to talk about duplicate.
Eric
That's
wants to talk
Eric,
about
man.
duplicate.
Very important that we talk about duplicate.
Nah, I like
bitch
Machine Head too, though.
Yeah, I do too.
And
You
yeah,
like
it's
who?
interesting to Machine Head.
Machine
me
Head
too.
was cool. Machine Head was cool. I like his little auto tune.
Yeah, he's
And
fucking
then,
funny.
the fight scene, it bumped it up to 9.5. So I think it's on par with the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Eric? Yeah. I
what
would
you
also
think, man?
I would also give this a 9.5. I would say it's definitely on par with the first episode.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well said.
No,
Alex, what did you give it?
I gave it a 9.
He gave it a 9.
9 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah. I really.
Well,
fucked with
that's
this
the pod.
Oh my god.
That's it, man.
Yeah. I this episode had everything that I wanted, everything that I liked. The fighting scene. The fighting scene was amazing. It was really long too, which was dope.
It was super long, right?
It was super long, and I loved that it was that long. I love that it was gory. Seeing Monster Girl get her face smashed in.
That was so gross.
It was real gross. I fucked with it. Seeing Invincible get his ass beat yet again. Man has
That's all he
taken
does,
more L's than Luigi. But yeah, overall, I think it was a extremely solid episode. Probably, in my opinion, the best episode of the season thus far. Yeah. It's even though I've already watched all the episodes, I'm excited to see what's to come again because I was watching episode 5 and I was like, damn, I gotta watch episode 6 now. Even though I already seen it. It's literally gotten me back into the show somehow. Like I'm already back in it.
Yeah. It's interesting going back through it and also just making those sort of more obscure connections.
Yeah.
Sidebar, fucking Invincible goes to Reginald Val Johnson High School. Do you guys know who Reginald Val Johnson is?
No.
He's the uncle off of he's Urkel's uncle. You remember Urkel's uncle?
Oh.
The police officer?
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, Carl. That's who the high school's named after. And the principal
actor?
Yeah, the high school is named after the actor, and the principal of the high school is played by Reginald Val Johnson.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's fire.
Crazy.
That's
yeah,
fire.
it's fucking funny.
That's
Just
extremely obscure and very strange.
The cast just gets weirder and weirder, and it's fucking hilarious. Just because they can just put whoever in there and name whatever after whoever else, you know.
Amazon got dough.
Yeah, Amazon. This is like a proper comic book adaptation, like a proper animated comic book adaptation. You know, it's like just goofy enough where it's like this could only be in the animation, but it also stays true enough to the comics, and it's just fun, man. Like, especially as an adult cartoon. It's not like overly serious. At times it is, but as a cartoon, it has like a really good balance of still definitely being a cartoon and also being an adult cartoon, which I feel like is sort of a hard thing for certain adult cartoons. They're like either really adult and it's just like, yeah, this shit is fucking dark and it's animated, or it's like, yeah, this is like it's like made for adults, but it's not like ridiculously dark. Amazon like really fucking put in work for this, you know.
They did.
I'm happy for them, and I'm happy for this. This show is created its own, you know, fandom where, you know, I knew about Invincible the comic book, but I didn't care enough to like go back and read the comics. But I think, you know, watching the show, it's just like I need more, you know.
I think I'm gonna read the comics after we finish this season of the podcast.
Yeah, you should. It's good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, the show is better than the comic. Like, the show has its own tone entirely.
Mm-hmm.
The comic books are bloody, but they're not nearly as bloody as the show. Like the show is nice.
They did their thing with this shit. They really showed out with this one.
I agree.
Well, that's the podcast, y'all. We got through our topics seamlessly, no tangents, no interruptions. It's perfect. Like
maybe 5
like
minutes
we are
dedicated to duplicate.
We got into duplicate as always. That's my bitch, as I reiterate. But yeah, just stay tuned for episode 6 and whatever our topic is gonna be next episode. We're not sure yet. We're trying to keep it current, so you know, some shit might happen tomorrow that we might have to talk about. So stay tuned and tap in. Peace.
Peace.